Now, Cato, one of the guests that we had that I thought did such a great job of describing who Nicole was, your friend, Nicole Brown Simpson, who you met in Aspen, was Keith Zlomsowicz.
Mm-hmm.
And backstory on Keith, he was the operations manager for Mezzaluna, so he oversaw all of them, right? He spent a lot of time in Aspen and a lot of time in the one, I think he said in Beverly Hills or maybe West Hollywood, but the one in Brentwood is where, that's where the restaurant was where Ron Goldman.
Yeah, Tom, I think in Beverly Hills is actually where he confronted OJ at one time. But the Mezzaluna is in Brentwood is where he had the relationship of his friendship with Nicole because they would come in there and it was basically walking distance for Nicole.
He wanted to come on the show with me and Cato, and he never does interviews. And Cato, that hour we talked to him was one of the most powerful hours I think we've ever done.
And it was great hearing Keith's story. A lot of it I didn't even know. I didn't know his relationship with her was really strong. I mean, they could have been possibly getting married at one point in their life.
He would have been kind of the opposite of OJ, right? He didn't need the lights. He didn't need the fame. He didn't need, all the attention. Hardworking, very successful, would have been proud of Nicole, I think, to blossom how she was.
Right.
Be proud of her looking beautiful, looking hot in a dress or whatever. The exact opposite of OJ. And who knows, because he really did love her and he was a friend to her first. Yeah. So I think he really cared for her.
Yeah, I think so. Keith, basically, I think that breaks down, Keith did not want to own her, OJ did. It was, Keith saw that Nicole was her own person. Mm-hmm. That was it.
Well said. And like you mentioned, Cato, he brought out some stuff I didn't know. We asked him about what it was like at the funeral. What was it like in the buildup? Maybe, and remember, Keith is the guy that OJ was F-bombing on that voicemail, right? When he knew Keith was with Nicole and Nicole called 911, and it wasn't a voicemail, but it was the tape recording at 911. So what do you say? Let's go back and bring in some of Keith. So we're gonna share with you some of the emotional just reactions that Keith had about the relationship building up, and just wait till you hear from Keith Zlomsowicz right now.
I believe when I met her in Aspen, she had just left OJ. I want to say within a week of leaving him, she had come to Aspen. And then when I got to LA, she had the house, she had the kids, she had her freedom, and she was, for the first time since she was 18 years old, she was out from under his thumb.
Exactly.
At least she felt like it. So I got all the fun. I mean, we were, lunch every day at Toscana, dinners out at every new restaurant that opened in LA I was invited to. We were there. We were at comedy clubs. We were at, the Roxbury dancing. We were doing all the fun stuff because she could. She could. Cato, you came along. I met you, Cato. I don't know if you remember this, but the night you met Nicole and Faye, I want to say it was New Year's Eve of 92. Is that correct?
No, 93 with Grant Kramer. That was my first time.
Was it 92 into 93 or 93 into 94?
93 into 94.
No, I think it was 92 into 93, wasn't it?
I got to go back because I lived there six and a half months and 6 at OJ's. So
yeah, so you knew her over a year, and she died in June of 94.
So it became 93 then.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I had a huge party at Mezzaluna in Aspen every year on New Year's Eve. It was very exclusive, and Nick wanted to come. And I said, I knew she had Faye with her, and I said, hey, do me a favor, just come right after midnight. I'm going to be busy. Because Nick and I, that whole year of 92, she'd been to Aspen 4 or 5 times to visit me. We looked at houses together. She was going to buy a house in Aspen for the kids. We looked at schools. We looked at, what the kids would do while they were there. Realtors showed us a couple of different houses, and then she found out OJ wouldn't let her take the kids out of Los Angeles County at the time. Right. So anyway, that New Year's Eve, I told Nick, I said, come over just after midnight, after I do my thing here, blah, blah, blah. And you guys all came over together. I want to say you were at the Ritz or something when you guys met, or somewhere, Ritz-Carlton or one of those places. But
yeah, it was in a ballroom type thing, a big party. Yeah, I don't know where.
I think it was the Ritz-Carlton. And I knew Grant from Mezzaluna in Beverly Hills, but not well. And when she showed up, I recognized Grant.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Cato, I could still feel the raw emotion from his words, and you could just sense how much he cared about her. He's a great storyteller. He's very articulate, but it was all coming from the heart, man. That's powerful.